Hey guys, welcome back to Coffin Up Stitches. This is the sock tutorial I was talking to you guys about the other day. It's just a simple toe increase and then you just go all the way up as far as you want to. It's a very simple pattern. It's just hard to get started if you're using fingering weight yarn. I am using Cozy Toes today. This calls for a size E4 3mm hook. I'm using an H 5mm so you guys can see the stitches a little bit easier as I'm showing you how to do this. It is in the color Neon Dreams and it's 93% acrylic and 7% polyester. One thing I have noticed about working with this is it's more corded. It's not really you know, you don't see it wound together like you do other ones. So I like that about it because there's no fibers coming off of it or anything. So I really do like that about this one. But it is the Cozy Toes by Yarn Bee. The color is Neon Dreams. I seen this and it screamed Halloween. It's got the nice purples and the lime green and the neon yellow, the pink, the magenta. I mean, it just screamed Halloween to me, so I got me one. I've already made one sock here, kind of mocked up, as I showed you guys earlier, I believe. And it just, I love the way the colors just slide in there. I mean, there's no fading in it. It's from black to pink to black to pink to black to the neon green here. This actually looks yellow, but that's like a greenish, a slime green color. And then this one is like a more of a grass green, but it actually looks green on there. But this actually looks neon yellow to a green, even in person. But I love this yarn. It is the softest yarn and it feels great for a sock. But this is the one I've already made up to kind of show you guys, and instead of doing step-by-step tutorial with this sock, because it does take a little while with fingering weight yarn, which that's what that is. So let me go ahead and just get started on this pattern with you guys. I don't want to keep you too long. Again, I am using an H hook 5mm again, so you guys can see these stitches a little bit easier. So with this one, you're just going to start, even though it's in a round, you're just going to start with a slip knot like you normally do, and you're going to crochet 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 chains, and you're going to go back to the first chain, slip your hook in there, and pull it through those loops. Now I always like to find the center with my finger right there just so I know where I'm going to be going next. But you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if I can get this a little bit closer for you guys. There we go. And then you're going to, this is going to act as a double crochet for this pattern. So what you're going to do is you're going to do 11 more double crochets in this hole there. So here we go. There's 1 double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So those are 11 double crochets. And then you can either cinch your circle now or you can wait. I'm actually going to wait on mine, or sew it in later. That's when I'll cinch my circle when I sew my toe up, but you can do it now if you prefer. And you're going to count up 3. So it's 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to slip stitch this circle shut, okay? After you slip stitched it shut, you want to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to do a double crochet 2 times into each stitch around. So that will give you a total of 24 stitches if you're counting. Right now, just do 2 double crochets into each stitch. Getting a little off camera there, ain't I, guys? I wish I kind of had somebody be like, hey, you're not in focus here. What are we doing? Just 2 double crochets into each stitch. And I do have a double crochet video as well if you guys don't know how to do a double crochet or just need a little refresher. It is as well on my channel. I was making a dishcloth with you guys for it. There's a single, a double, and a half double with the dishcloth tutorials if you need a refresher on how to do a double crochet. The only difference in this and doing straight across is this, you're just working in the round. You're just working in the round. If you prefer to use stitch markers, then go right ahead and use them at the beginning of each round. After you do your third, after you do your 3 chains up, put it in your 3rd chain, and that will kind of help you be able to mark where you're at and where you need to put your hook in order to close your circle up. Okay, now you're gonna come right here. This is not actually a stitch, but I like putting at least 1 double crochet in there because then that way you've got something there that will kind of not, it'll help it not leave a gap. I feel like it helps it, in my opinion. So then you're gonna count 1, 2, 3. There's your 3rd one. You're gonna slip stitch and you're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. We're still increasing on this row, but instead of doing double crochets in each stitch, it's gonna go 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 all the way around back to this chain 3. So let me show you. You're gonna wrap your hook, and into that same stitch that you just chained 3 out of, you're gonna put another double crochet. This starts your 2, 1 pattern. So there's 2, 1 in the next stitch, 2 in the next stitch, 1 in the next. So like I said, it's a 2, 1 pattern all the way around. And I'll be here with you guys through the rest of this round here. If you're using a 4-weight yarn and not a fingering weight yarn like I'm doing, you will end at this 3rd row, 2nd row increase. But when I'm using fingering weight and I'm making this particular sock pattern, I like to do an extra round for my toesies. I think I got like little sausages for toes, so I like having a little bit extra room for my sausages. Also, if your feet swell, you may want to leave a little bit extra room just so you have that little bit of extra for your feet to swell. With me standing on my feet all day being a hairdresser, I do like mine to be a little bit extra wide for that factor, so my feet can swell a little bit and not be constricted by a sock. That's one reason why I started making my own socks to work in, because I was able to make them as tight or as loose as I wanted to. It's a very tedious task with the fingering weight yarn, I will say. So if this is your first time making a sock, working in the round, I honestly would suggest to use a thicker yarn, just because this is a bit tedious. There's the stitch where, you know, most people don't go into, but I do, just so I don't leave that space. Just plop me a double crochet in there, count up 3, slip stitch into that top one. And if you're using fingering weight and you want to make your toe a little bit bigger, or maybe you're making this for a man that has a big foot and you want to make the toe a little bit bigger, then go ahead and just chain 3 more. And go into that same stitch right here and do another double crochet. And then in the next 2, you're going to do 1 double crochet in the next 2. So it's going to be 2 1 1 2 1 1 pattern. Here's my 2. And my next 1. And then my 1. And then my 2. And 1 1 all the way around, just the 2 1 1 pattern. 2 1 1. And if your edges start to fold up a little bit, that is completely okay, because it's going to be turning into a sock. So don't worry about trying to keep your edges flat or anything, because they are going to be turned up anyway as soon as you get a long cylinder shape going with this. I often pull my stitches apart just to check to make sure I haven't lost count or I'm doing the right thing. And if you have to pull it out and frog it, do not feel defeated. This is not something to feel defeated over. Everybody has to frog things out at one point or time in their life. I know I still do several times, especially if I'm working on a new pattern that is not a real easy one to follow. Alright, almost done with round 4. There's that non-stitch again. And then we slip stitch into the top. Okay, so this is where the repeating part will come in, and this is actually where I'll leave you guys to make your own sock. This is a very easy, like I said, easy pattern. It's a repeat. You don't have to think about it. After you get the toe part done, you can sit down, watch TV, and pretty much just chill out for a few minutes and relax for the day. So for the next part that will be repeating, we will be doing 1, 2, 3, and instead of going in that same stitch that we just chained 3 out of, you're going to be going into this next stitch right here and just double crocheting all the way around. And that, my friends, is it. For the rest of this pattern, you're just going to be double crocheting in the round, building this sock up to whatever part on your leg you want it to be on. If you build it up to be up on your thigh, it would be really cute if you made a little border on it and then sent you a little bow or something in through there. If I build me a pair of those this year, I will definitely show you guys the finished product, and just then I'll direct you to this video, obviously. But yeah, those make pretty cute ones. You could also stripe this if you wanted to yourself. Maybe do black and white, green and purple, green and black. Or if you want to do like candy cane looking ones, you could do white and red and build them up and just stripe them out that way, if that's something that you may want to do. And then just add you a little bow decor, do you a little border where you can put you some ribbon in there and tie you a little bow at the top. You know, if you're wearing a dress or anything like that where you can see it. Or if you don't take, you know, some cute little pictures like that, you could. But that is the pattern. You just, you know, do 4 chains, go into the 4th chain from the hook, and do chain 3, and then to put 11 double crochets into the hole, the tire, so you're making like spokes on a tire. And then the next round you double crochet into each stitch around, and then in row 3 you are going to double crochet in 1 single crochet, or not single, but do 2 double crochets in the first one and a single double crochet in the next one. And then in row 4, if you need to go up another row, you're just going to do 2 double crochets in one, and then 2 single double crochets in the next 2. So it'd be like a 2-1 pattern, and then that's row 3, and then row 4 would be your 2-1-1 pattern. So very easy to do, nothing special. You don't have to worry about doing a toe heel cuff. You just got to worry about doing the toe, and then you just double crochet all the way up until you have it as tall as you want it. This is the easiest sock I've ever done. This is my go-to if I'm just wanting to hurry up and make a cute pair of socks, or even for babies. These are good for babies. I don't suggest using fingering weight yarn just because it's so thin, but I do like to use a 3 or 4 weight baby yarn to do those little socks with, just to keep their little toesies warm. Or you could even turn this into a mitten for a baby if you wanted to do it that way, so they don't scratch their little faces. You know, when they're first born, they have them little fingernails that scratch everything. Mine was 14 years ago, but I remember the first time he scratched me, I thought I got a paper cut. It did not feel too well, and then I felt really bad when he scratched his own little face. So yeah, you could definitely even make mittens out of these if you wanted to, if you make the hole small enough for the top of it and expand it out. You could do that if you wanted to. I may actually do a tutorial on that here in the next couple of weeks. I've already got a choker and a couple of other things queued up that I'm going to put on my channel, so that will be a little while. But that is it, guys. This is the pattern, and it's super easy. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I will answer each one that I can answer. If I don't answer it, I'll definitely put a heart beside it. But yeah, this is just a simple sock pattern, very beginner friendly. There's no frills or anything about it. This is the sock, like I said, that I've already previously done. So you have your toe here, and you see it starts out small and then it gets bigger, and it'll just be the same size all the way up. unless you do like I did, and I think I dropped a stitch right there, and it got a little bit smaller, but that was okay for me because my foot's big, but my ankles are little. So yeah, it just kind of went the rest of the way up. Like I said, if you're trying to do this on a budget, you could get away with one ball. If you just want to do a pair of socks, you could get away with one skein of this. This is $4.99. Go when they have the 30% off, which is every other week. Again, this is Neon Dreams, and I did use an H hook and still only use not even half a ball of this. I mean, that is still got plenty of yarn in there. Look at that. Still plenty of yarn wound up in there. So you definitely might even be able to get 3 socks out of one skein depending on your tension. But that is it, guys, and I hope that you have a wonderful and safe weekend. I know I said I was going to try to do a live tonight, but they will not allow you to do a live unless you have at least 50 subscribers, is what I was reading, and I think I have 30. So please share with your friends, get them to come join in the fun, and I will see you in my next video, lovies. Have a good night.